Even before it was every day, before it was too much, it was too much. But we're gonna say 4 years because that's when I know for sure that I had a problem with alcohol. From 19 and 20, I had my friend's ID, and so I was buying alcohol that way, and it wasn't an everyday thing yet. But by the time I was 21, it was an everyday thing. At the end of my alcoholism, about 2 years in, I was making sure I was drinking like 2 bottles of wine a day, on top of throwing back a bunch of Budweisers, on top of if I went out, I was getting a cocktail. If I was going to eat, I was getting wine. If I was going downtown on the weekends, I was drinking to excess. So I wasn't inherently a binge drinker. It's just at the end, I was never not drinking because I had gotten away with so many things at that point while drinking that I didn't see the point in not drinking while doing those things. And so the amount isn't like a lot of people say like, oh, a pint a day. I was at the end, I knew I had such a problem that I was maintaining by going to the gas station like 3 times a day and buying 2 99 proof vodka shots, and I would try to maintain those throughout the day. If I drank more, I would be violently ill. If I drank less, I would be violently ill. Got to the point where I knew how much I needed because I was physically dependent upon it. Before the physical dependency came, I was emotionally dependent, and it was a lot more sporadic. But just know when I say that there is no amount that makes you abuse alcohol. You're either abusing it or you're not, even if you're just drinking on the weekends, even if you're only having 2 scotches every night after work. It's your relationship with alcohol. If you are depending on it for any kind of trauma, any kind of relief, any kind of stress, anything that you are depending on, if you cannot wind down after work without drinking, you probably don't know how to wind down without alcohol. And that was something that I had to learn, and that I've learned throughout this process, and that I've learned when I worked at a rehab, and that I've learned from you guys is sharing your stories with me. Ultimately, I don't have an answer for how much I was drinking. Just know that I never wasn't drinking. There were times when I would buy a bottle of wine and make sure there was a glass for me to wake up to. There were times when I would go out after drinking all day and I'd call it a pregame, and I would just drink all night long at the bar, and I would know when to switch to beer so that I wasn't gonna black out. There are a lot of different types of alcohol abuse. There are people that want to black out. There are people that accidentally black out. There are people that binge drink. There are so many different types of alcohol abuse. I guess I'm kind of using this as a PSA as well, but I drank a lot. It was a lot. I don't know how else to say that it was too much. Even before the physical dependence came, I was drinking to numb things. I was drinking to not feel lonely. I was drinking to have fun. I was drinking to go out. I was drinking to go to the river. I was drinking to go play pool. I was drinking to go get dinner. I was drinking to do anything. I was drinking to paint alone in my room. I was drinking to draw alone in my room. I was drinking to do a hobby alone. I was day drinking. I was doing all of the things that I should not have been doing, and the physical dependency came really, really quickly after that.